Okay, now let's move on to problem-based learning. PBL was initially used in the realm of medical education since medical graduates lack practical skills. When it comes to self-evaluation, problem-solving, information collection, and other learning abilities, PBL students in the medical sector outperform traditionally trained students in the educational system. In contrast to direct teaching, which involves a teacher providing information and ideas about particular subject to a classroom of students, PBL involves groups of students working to solve real-world problems. Students who engage in PBL develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills, which are crucial for lifelong learning in addition to teamwork, communication, and research skills.
So what is exactly PBL? PBL, teachers engage students in learning through project-based learning. Students work on a project over a longer duration from a week up to a semester that engage them in solving a real-world problem or answering a tricky problem. So by producing a public product or presentation for a live audience, they showcase their expertise and abilities. So students gain profound content understanding as well as critical thinking, teamwork, creativity, and communication abilities. As a result, students and teachers are given the opportunity to express their creativity via project-based learning. First step, state the problem. It is crucial to make the students feel linked to the problem. To get students passionate about learning, introduce the problem. Second, brainstorm potential solutions. Students should be given several chances to come up with solutions after learning about their task. All suggestions need to be embraced and acknowledged. Third, learn the content that is required. For some issues, the students will decide what content is required. On other occasions, the teacher chooses what to teach based on the issue and other crucial subject goals. Student achievement with the unit problem will be significantly influenced by the material they learn in class. Fourth, review the problem. The teacher needs to continually going back to the unit problem as the students understand the material. The learner may become disinterested if the unit problem is completely ignored. Students will also be less likely to draw the crucial link between the courses, material, and the outside world.
The next one is interact to the problem. It is critical to share the outcomes. Students must be able to come up with a variety of alternative solutions, assess their options together, select the best response and effectively convey it. And the last one is assess the response. It is crucial to provide students the chance to reflect on the procedure and gauge the performance. Students should assess their personal work, their group's collaborative effort, and the unit problem. Problem-based learning constructivism. So through the use of inquiry and constructivist learning, problem-based learning addresses the requirement to encourage lifelong learning. Because PBL prioritizes collaborative and self-directed learning while being supported by tutor facilitation, it is regarded as a constructivist method to instruction. PBL's cognitive constructivist methodology. Students are given an issue to solve and via group discussion, they are able to draw on existing knowledge. They brainstorm potential explanation from the issue within their group. So they decide which learning-related issues should be studied together. To solve the issue at hand, they develop a common primary model. The scaffolding that facilitators provide gives a students a foundation upon which to build knowledge about the issue. Students work alone in self-directed study to research the issues after the first teamwork. So, the students gather once more to go over their findings and improve their original interpretation in light of what they have discovered. PBL adopts a constructivist learning philosophy because the instructor, rather than just imparting knowledge, guides and challenges the students' learning. According to this viewpoint, Critical elements of PBL include feedback on, and reflection on the learning process and group dynamics. Students are regarded as social knowledge builders who behave as active actors. PBL aids in the development of personal worldwide based on experiences and interactions, as well as the processes of meaning making. When a student is solving a problem, PBL helps to direct them from theory to practice. Okay, now let's move on to characteristics of PBL. Students should be responsible to their own education. PBL, as we know that PBL is a learner-centered approach in which students interact with the problem using the resources that their knowledge and experience now permit. When the learner is in charge of the process and the solution to the problem, as well as when student ownership of the learning improves, learning motivation increase. A public admission by the students of what they already know and what they still need to learn is integrated in the PBL concept. People take on the role of finding pertinent information and reporting it to the group so that it can help design a workable solution. So, in order to encourage spontaneous inquiry, issue simulation utilized its problem-based learning must be poorly constructed. Real-world issues are not well organized, or they would not be a problem. So, the ability to recognize the issue and establish guidelines for the creation of a solution is a crucial skill gained through PBLs. So, learners are less motivated and interested in developing a solution when an issue is well structured. Okay, learning from a variety of areas or courses should be combined. Students should be able to obtain, investigate, and integrate information from all the disciplines that might be relevant to comprehending and resolving a specific problem during self-directed learning. Just as people in the real world must recall and imply information integrated from various sources in their work. The quick spread of information has facilitated intellectual exchange and sparked the emergence of new disciplines. Multiple viewpoints enable a deeper comprehension of the problems and the creation of a more effective solution. The majority of students will find work after school that require them to communicate information and collaborate well with others. These crucial talents can be developed in a format thanks to PBL. To ensure the information has been provided on the group's issue, the tutor will quiz any and all participants during a PBL session. So the goal of self-directed research is for individuals to gather data that will assist the group in making decisions about the issue. Each person must communicate clearly what they have discovered and how it might impact coming with a solution to the problem. The knowledge gained by students through the self-directed learning must be applied back to the topic under reanalysis and resolution. It is crucial to conclude with an evaluation of the lesson discovered by working with the challenge and a discussion of the concept and principles discovered. Because PBL is such highly engaging, inspiring, and immersive type of experiential learning, students are frequently quite familiar with the specifics of the problem and the suggested solution. Each task should be followed by a self and peer assessment, which should also occur at the conclusion of each curricular unit. The prior important attribute of reflection on knowledge gains is closely tied to this PBL process assessment task. The purpose of this practice is to develop a variety of metacognitive processing skills and to reinforce and self-reflective aspect of learning. So problem-based learning requires that the exercises be ones that have value in the actual world. Student performance on exam must be evaluated in relation to the objectives of PBL. Both knowledge-based and process-based objectives are part of PBL. To make sure that students are utilizing the PBL approach as intended, they must be regularly tested on both dimensions. The educational material that students have learned through the PBL is their responsibility. They must be able to identify and explain what they already know and have learned. So the curriculum's pedagogical foundation must be problem-based learning, not a lecture one.
So what is exactly PBL? PBL, teachers engage students in learning through project-based learning. Students work on a project over a longer duration from a week up to a semester that engage them in solving a real-world problem or answering a tricky problem. So by producing a public product or presentation for a live audience, they showcase their expertise and abilities. So students gain profound content understanding as well as critical thinking, teamwork, creativity, and communication abilities. As a result, students and teachers are given the opportunity to express their creativity via project-based learning.